Warning. The views and thoughts and opinions of just enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, and gender-neutral terms.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
And he's a really great guy, and he talks about his wife all the time, and what a wonderful woman she is. How guys love their wives and stuff.
Most of them, yes.
Meanwhile, I'm at work, and one of the people I've known since I started working there 13 years ago, her name is Janice, and she's telling me about her husband. She loves this comic book stuff, so I gave her one of my comic book gurus cards, and so she goes home, and then her husband goes, "Where'd you get this?" And that's from my friend Craig. I told you about him. We work together. He loves comic book stuff too. And then he goes, "There, right there." He comes back and he pulls out the card that I gave him. They're married to each other, and I had no idea. I met them independently. I'm talking to Janice, and she's telling me about her husband who loves Superman and loves, who does the Fan Expo stuff. And I'm talking to Jim, who, has his own Superman room. And, my wife Janice, she's, he tolerates my superhero thing. But yeah, so I, with Jim begging him, "Can I get a panel?" And he puts in a good word for me every year. This year, it finally stuck. I got a Zoom call from the head of the people that who picks the panelists, because every year it's the same people. And we had a great Zoom call. I charmed the hell out of her. I made her think that I was a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, because she is. And next thing I know, I got an email saying, "If you're okay, welcome to the staff moderators. I just need a quick clip of your work if you have any, and just send it over to me." And guess whose clip I sent?
All right. I said, I contributed something. Sweet.
You did, and guess we got a week later. I guess we got the schedule, and just give us your preferences. What would you like to? What are your strengths? What are your where are you strong at? And of course, I said, Mr. T, I wanted to cast a Smallville. I never missed an episode. They had a Goonies reunion because Corey Feldman and Kerry Green and Martha Plimpton were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But Corey Feldman is also doing a Lost Boys reunion because the other Frog brother is there. I wanted to just talk to Martha Plimpton. I've got more questions for her about raising hope, about more so than the Goonies. Goonies is like the least thing about her. Running on Empty with River Phoenix, I could talk to her all day about that.
I understand.
But Martha Plimpton canceled, and the two guys from Reno 911 canceled.
Oh no!
Yeah, but the person I am interviewing or doing a panel twice, one person I really hoped they would give it to me, and I was waiting for this because I'm hoping Derek would join us too.
We'll see.
There's a voice actor named Gary Anthony Williams, and he does the voice of Uncle Ruckus on the Boondocks.
Got it.
And if you've ever seen Django Unchained, the Samuel L. Jackson character,
It's Uncle Ruckus.
I'm saying it's Uncle Ruckus. I'm going to ask him: did you come first, or did Django come first? Was that character?
Oh, I know who that guy is.
He's also Smart Brother in The Undercover Brother. He's Stevie's dad in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
He was in Harold and Kumar. He was the black guy in jail because I'm a black guy. What else are they gonna do? Yeah, but he's doing two panels. One is just talking about Uncle Ruckus, and the other was talking about he does over 150 voices on
Yeah,
voice actor.
I'm reading through his voice acting stuff alone.
Look at his I sent it to Derek, but you look at his YouTube clip when Uncle Ruckus meets Mark Henry. He's got Mark Henry cracking up. He goes, "Don't." He said, "You got to stop making me laugh because I haven't gone to the bathroom." He was at a panel. They were at a Comic-Con, and he said, I have to go to the bathroom."
I'm gonna piss my pants if you don't stop.
Please stop. Yeah, but yeah, Uncle Ruckus meets Mark Henry.
Oh, man, he was all over that original Mass Effect too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm doing his two. I'm talking to him twice. Once on Friday, and once on Saturday, once on Sunday. Sorry.
Oh my God, he plays. He plays Bill Cosby in epic rap battles of history on an episode of George Carlin versus Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, that reminds me. Before we get into the main topic, I would want to ask you this because for the 18th time in my life, I was going back and watching George Carlin stuff, and he has what I think, I'm a white dude, so forgive me, a really good bit about language, and I think you know where I'm going with this one.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about the context, the people that are using it, not the word. And where I forget, he goes, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that bit? Agreeable? Pissed me off?
No.
Because he flat out, because then he immediately does what I would do. Goes, hey, I'm the 2-time honky white devil motherfucker myself.
Yeah. George Carlin was someone who always understood the assignment, and he always knew his contemporaries. Now, granted, in the 70s, when the name of Richard Pryor's album was That Nigga's Crazy, and it was #1 on the Billboard charts, and it was, mentioned on, showed on television and everything like that. And so it was a lot more liberal use of, pardon the pun, that word. And he was always someone that never used the word, but always understood the weight that it carried. Yeah. And he and Pryor were contemporaries. They were in Car Wash together.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah. And, they both did Saturday Night Live, and they both did a lot of drugs. So
yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
but yeah, they always had to understand. And Chris Rock even said when George Carlin died in Entertainment Weekly or People Magazine, they have celebrities talk about other celebrities, and when they pass, when they're in their in memoriam section. And Chris Rock talked about George Carlin, and he said, "I always get compared to Eddie and Richard because of the black thing. But if anything, I'm out of my comedy after George Carlin."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He was all about social commentary.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the government. So if you look at Chris Rock's stand-up, it's nothing like Eddie's or Richard's.
No.
He was directly influenced by George Carlin.
Well, funny enough, I never compared Chris Rock to anybody because Chris Rock was his own thing. But retrospectively, you bring him. Oh yeah. Nope. He's taking cues from. I don't mean ripping off. He's not. No. He's not ripping off. Hell, I quote the Tussin. He's taking cues from Carlin. Yeah. Who took cues from. He didn't take cues. He shared cues from Bill Hicks. I will bring up Bill Hicks until I'm dead.
Yeah, because he was such an influence, and Lenny Bruce.
And Lenny Bruce was the other one. Lenny Bruce is the one that he's the one. So there's Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Bill Hicks. Now I don't think Lenny Bruce was as funny as the latter mentioned.
No.
But he was smart.
Yeah.
And he is the only one that they got to. Because straight up, it's not a conspiracy theory. There's no, is this what really happened? Lenny Bruce, Carlin, and Bill Hicks were quieted, if not silenced, by the people who are in charge.
Mhm.
What does that mean? Think about that. You know what that means.
Look at Stephen Colbert. He's also
I was gonna
by the people in charge.
good segue. But Lenny Bruce is the only one that, and this is not a commentary on Lenny Bruce, he gave up.
Yeah.
Couldn't get work.
Mhm.
Shot himself.
Yeah.
Carlin was hounded by the government till the day he died. They fucked him over any way possible because he basically created the guide that is what the FCC uses for bad words, or he did use for bad words for 50 years.
Yeah.
The 7 words you can't say on television. It didn't exist till Carlin did it.
Right.
And they never let him forget. They screwed him over in taxes. They just, and Bill Hicks was just that man. By the late 80s, he was going over to the UK doing the same jokes and selling out theaters, like a couple thousand seat theaters, like bigger theaters. Come home and I'll steal a line from him, do the comedy pouch in Possum Ridge, Arkansas. And then they got him at the, cancer got him at the end, 34. And he did an appearance with, speaking of the Late Show, speaking of censorship, he did what was his last set, because he'd done like 11 appearances on the Late Show with David Letterman. Letterman was a fan.
Yeah, Letterman liked him.
And he did this bit. It got approved by producers, standards and practices. Dave does the set. It kills. And in the time between him getting on the taxi, going back to his hotel room, he gets a call by producers saying it's cut. He comes to find out, as he's watching, there is a pro-life commercial that aired during the Late Show that night, and he did a pro-life joke. And then so first of all, he's dying. He knows he's dying of cancer. He's got stomach cancer that's just destroying him. He had enough, wrote an 11-page, not to Dave, kind of to Dave, but in general to American television, go, fuck you. And the horse you wrote in on, this is what's happening. This is what you're doing. And then by February, he was gone.
February.
And then, of course, 20 years later, Letterman re-airs the bit and goes, I don't know what happened. Brings his mom in and says, sorry. I'm like, well, isn't that nice, Dave? But cut to, that was good. That was an unintentional segue. Thank you, Craig. Cut to 2026. And because the man with a small penis, it's an innie, not an outie, and anti-intellectualism and stupid, a failed overrated real estate mogul, bone spur, draft dodging, killing Atlantic City fucker doesn't take a joke. Colbert has been canceled. And what my favorite part about this is even some of the Colbert fans who are saying, well, Colbert didn't do this, I don't think people understand where Colbert is from. Yeah. And this might not mean a lot to some people, but this is going to mean a lot. I know this means something to you and I. Motherfucker's from Second City. Yeah. You can't touch him if you tried. You can cancel a show, but you can't touch him. You're not hurting him. So I saw right before we went on the air, which is what made me decide, okay, I'm going to bring this up. I saw Piers Morgan make a comment about how I really liked the Colbert Report. I didn't think he was funny on late night. Okay, Piers. You know you're a garbage person when Jeremy Clarkson makes you look like a dickhead and slaps you in the face, Piers Morgan. You are nowhere as talented as Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert had people fooled on the Colbert Report that he was a legit conservative, and the entire time he was making fun of you. Every moment. It was that easy. So trust me, you might have canceled him. You haven't heard him. That's not the last. That's not going to do anything.
No.
He's about here, and everybody else is down here, especially the man he upset so much.
And guess where he'll be when this tyrannical reign is over? Back on the air.
He'll probably be back on the air. if he accepts it.
If he accepts, I think because he's been doing it for so long.
Sure.
I agree. He needs a rest. He'd like a rest because he hasn't had one.
Yeah.
But in 2 years, who knows how we'll feel. And this is obviously just being selfish because I want to see him on TV every night, even if I can't catch a show. That I know the next day somebody's going to be talking about something. I've caught the Colbert Show just on viral clips from his show, because that's how funny and smart he is. Not just his monologues, but with his guests. And that you saw the conga line of Hall of Fame celebrities that came out just to do a 10-second bit, with him, Ryan Reynolds and Paul McCartney and, Springsteen and all those guys, because they love Letterman, because of the love they have for him. All the Jimmys took their shows off. So to pay tribute to him. So that's a testament, to him and the legacy that he's created. And some other young pup is going to grow up. I grew up watching Stephen Colbert, just like he grew up watching Letterman, just like Letterman grew up watching Carson. That type of energy and that type of longevity, breeds new entertainers, new stand-up. Like we were just talking about with Carlin and Pryor and those guys, Lenny Bruce. It just that kind of.
You imagine living with yourself thinking that he's not funny.
No.
And even if you don't agree with his humor, that he wasn't the highest rated show on
Yeah.
Come on. And I do think it's funny because, of course, I personalize everything because I'm ADHD. Can't help it. But I was thinking about, certain little. Well, he used to be little. He's getting up there. He's getting a little chunky. I'd watch that. Reverse some fat jokes. Talking about cancel culture, and you've pushed cancel culture, and you're a bad person. You got one for me? You got one for me on this one, dipshit? No, you don't. The hypocrisy is, to steal a line from Dusty, you got cut it with a knife. Stick. The last part I'll say about this is just an unserious part of the discussion. What was making me laugh is the same haters who were just going on social media saying, you're not funny, he sucks, nobody watches him. It's like, it's demonstratively not true. But it was like, why Paul McCartney? Why was he the last guest? Who cares? Paul McCartney? What does that got to do with anything?
What's that got to do with the most famous, successful band of all time?
On a basic level, sure, yeah, because he's a Beatle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like the Beatles. That's great.
So you don't like music?
That's good. A lot of people don't like the Beatles.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it. That doesn't mean anything.
But the thing, if he ended the show with some guy you did like, you still would be asking, well, what's he doing on Colbert Show? I like this guy. If fucking Kid Rock showed up on the
I'd be chugging it. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
That would have been funny if he turned that around on people. Oh man. Wow. Okay. That's funnier than playing licensed music and having CBS to have to deal with the lawsuits, which is what he did. But the significance is the theater that they were doing the show in was the Ed Sullivan Theater. And in 1964, there's a little act called the Beatles that made their United States debut at the Ed Sullivan Theater. And because they were shutting it down again, which Colbert had paid for and restored through his team and carpenters and contractors, restored the theater, is shut down again. And the only guy to do it would actually, this brings up a second to last. My last point about it would be Paul McCartney. The funny thing is, Craig, have you ever seen Yellow Submarine?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a throwaway joke on it that I've loved since I was a little kid, where, hey, it's Ringo's character goes, hey, what would happen if I pulled this lever? And you mustn't do that. I can't help it. I'm a born lever puller. So I went into the comments on the consequence.com post about McCartney, and it's a still of Colbert standing next to him, and McCartney's got his hand on the power lever, and he's about to pull it and shut it down. And I went in there and said, thinking, everybody's going to get this. He's a Beatle. Oh, he's a born lever puller.
Lever puller. Yeah.
A lot of people did. And this one woman, whose first name is Barbara, responded to it with a link. And the title of the article was, Men who make sexist and homophobic jokes are insecure about their masculinity. I was like, wait, that maybe you're the homophobe going with the. That's not what. I went in there. I replied, what the fuck are you on about? I'm talking about he's from Liverpool, and he's a liver puller, and it's a joke from Yellow Submarine, which 3 other people pointed out. And I was like, I don't know, but maybe you're thinking that way because it's your problem, and maybe you should find out more about the person before you throw labels on them. Babs, thanks though. What is going on here? What is going on with us as a nation, as a world?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we even doing? I know what we're not doing is we're not lasting only 16 seconds. You can put in your own references there, folks, but this is not now when we started this network, it was an MMA wrestling show, and that was usually handled by Dean Dixon and Omega Squad, and they will be doing an episode soon. The return is coming, a one-off. Well, it's going to start as a one-off. Something else might come along where they'll come on again, but keep your eyes open for that. But I couldn't ignore it. I could not ignore it, and the excuse is, well, one of them was a wrestler. But the Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey match, I don't even know how many days it was at this point, Craig.
You want to call that a match?
Well, I mean, 2 people got in the ring and they matched because they were women, and they're both kind of garbage people. So there's a match. But it ended in 16 seconds, and I haven't done 16 seconds since I was in high school. Yeah. So, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I posted it on my page. Turtle lasted longer than Gina Carano did against Ronda Rousey. It reminded me of a Tyson fight where I had to pay. Well, my mom did, and they were pay-per-views moments, and there'd be huge parties at my mom's house for Tyson fights. The door would just be open. We live in a row home. People would just come in because my mom would be cooking because they couldn't wait to see the Tyson fight. And my mom would miss it every month because it's a fight starting, Mom. Okay, here I come. What happened? It's over. From the time she went to the kitchen to the living room, it was over. So it reminded me of a Tyson fight in that people paid a lot of money to see a whole lot of nothing. And with these two, at least, with Tyson fight, it was a shoot. The guy was literally trying to fight Mike. He might have been scared to death, but he was going in there to try to win. Okay, and he had a plan. And of course, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. These two hucksters, were in on it. Obviously, neither one wanted to hurt the other because they both think they have promising careers later. So why not? And I'm also not saying it wasn't fixed, obviously.
Oh, that was fixed.
Okay.
No, that was
But
the
the
question
only
I was
reason
going to
I didn't
ask,
think
but go ahead.
It was fixed because who would do the job for who? Who would agree to,
Oh, they
you know,
come to an agreement and somebody take the pay. Somebody was going to get paid less and somebody was going to go over. These two are retired, trying to become actors or going to other fields. But this is what the world has done to me now that I can't buy that this was real. That this was, it was a work. I think it was a work. I'm okay with being wrong. I don't think that was legit. And that's fine. I mean, I watch wrestling. Wrestling is not, wrestling is a scripted show.
Mm-hmm.
Not fake. That's not the word you use. Kevin Nash can use that word because he's 7 feet tall and he kicked my ass. I'm also not a wrestler. He can say whatever he wants. Which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen is seeing other wrestlers get mad at him. What the fuck are you going to do? Matt Bourne. Oh, wait, you're dead already. It doesn't matter. You talk about that another time when Ric Flair was saying he was a better wrestler, 14-time champion. And he goes, Nash's response was, tell Rick it was fake. I was like, oh. But it's a scripted event, predetermined. Athleticism is very real. But that's what I watch. And that's what I put my money towards. So I'm not like, I'm $3 short from calling everybody like a loser because you put money into that and you 3 seconds. But it was a work. It feels like a work to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. You could probably convince me otherwise, but nothing will convince me it's not a work.
No, I don't have a leg. Hello, Leg Factory. Do you have anything for me to stand up?
No, I don't.
I just think if it were, you couldn't make it last a little longer than Turtle. 16 seconds, really? Can you get at least a round out of it?
Well, see, I didn't even.
If one's gonna go down.
How long was the show itself?
Oh, the show itself was
like 3 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Okay, so my question is. Did you get how was it $70, 60?
Yeah, but Dan, it was a sold out house.
I know.
Thousands of people in the audience. Could hear from here screaming, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. No, you heard there was cheers, but also there was a lot of going, "Oh, really?" See, now you've kind of convinced me it's not a work, but yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know
either.
I don't know. I was very happy. Here's the funny thing is, ultimately, okay, so if we're going by the premise it was not a work, it was not a work, it was a shoot. Yes, I said that right the first time. Don't correct yourself. If Ronda Rousey wasn't also kind of, crappy with her opinions, I would have loved the fact that she choked out anti-Semite Gina Carano in 16 seconds. But I'm looking at both of them going, well, all right. At least somebody got their ass whipped.
Yeah.
Wonder if she's in the new Mandalorian movie.
She is not.
Oh, okay.
I just came from.
Okay. Well, give me
Spoiler alert. Sorry, kids.
No, give me your. Nobody was expecting her to be in it. It's you know what? Honestly, from a human side,
yes,
they seemed like awesome people.
Mm-hmm.
It really was one of those disappointings. Like, wow, you think that about trans people?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing the Jew thing? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, she was disappointing to me because I really liked her in the first Deadpool movie that she kicked.
Yes, that's right.
And it's like, so when she popped up in The Mandalorian, I was like, yes.
And she's really good.
And and she's attractive, and we're the amount of female action heroes. There's like it's like an open. There's like who wants it because there's such a big gap there, and no one's filling it. So I thought she would be perfect. And then she had to open her mouth, or someone asked her, "What do you think of trans people?" Well, and
no.
That kind of thing. Shut up. But I'm still waiting for Rhea Ripley to take that torch that I don't know what the holdup is.
Oh God, I don't know.
You could definitely feel that.
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. But also, don't ask her about the Middle East situation and what she feels about trans people. Shut up. Don't ask her.
Yeah.
Don't ask anybody. Also, I really find it funny that who said? Now I can't remember who said it. Don't make it political, and then immediately goes political. I'm like, so what? Rules for me? We're living in such a rules for ye, not for me life right now. I'm just, again, you've become what you railed against so much, including pedophile support. Not to get too deep into it, but you basically become what, God, cancel culture is bad. Well, Colbert's gone. All your guys are still going. So nobody canceled your guys. Again, at the very basic level, if cancel culture was the thing, we wouldn't be talking about President Shitfuck right now.
Yeah.
We'd have a different shitfuck.
Mm-hmm.
A less worrisome, hateful, spiteful shitfuck. But here, nevertheless, here we are. Or also, our gas probably wouldn't be $5 a gallon. Just saying. If you just went back on everything, I know we're going to get uncomfortable with it. Let me get this out. You went back on everything. The gas prices, you balked on. Protecting children, you balked on, unless it's trans people, which is something you made up in your mind that's not real because Charlie Kirk said it and he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Move on. You balked on that. You've balked on cheaper grocery prices. You have no arguments anymore. Coming into the future, it's Republicans versus Democrats. No, it's not. No, it's not, because everything you said you were for, you have basically swallowed. It's over. I have nothing. There's no debates anymore. I have nothing to say to you. I don't give a fuck. It used to be both sides. It's not both sides anymore. It's clearly not both sides. We're done. Don't do that ever again to me. What about your guys? Yeah, well, my guys. Nah. Anyway.
That's like Kevin Von Erich said. It's between decency and filth.
That's right. Decency and filth. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Speaking of.
Yes.
No comment. It's still one of my favorite interactions on Twitter is Kevin Von Erich. And that's why if I see a news article with him in it, I'm like, I'm going to skip that. I don't want to read that. I don't care. I know where he's from. I can guess. We're moving on. Was the, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say are you watching any of the biographies on A&E? Because they had the Von Erich documentary and they've had some really good, they had the Horsemen last weekend, the Four Horsemen. And
where has this been advertised?
It's not. That's the thing. I'm catching it like it's Sunday night.
It's not me, right?
No.
I haven't seen it advertised once.
It's not advertised anywhere. I'm only finding this out like, tail end of it.
Great.
But apparently the Von Erich documentary, they filled in a lot more blanks than they did the pre.
Really?
They did talk to they talked to the wives. They talked to Carrie Von Erich. They talked to, the daughters, and
Lacey.
They talked to Lacey. Yeah.
That's important. I kind of want to hear that.
But they talked to Carrie's wife, and she did talk to Carrie before he took his life. That's something that was never, she never publicly said it because there's always speculation that since Carrie was looking at jail time, for his latest arrest because he was on probation, and that he asked his wife if they could, when he gets out, if she would take him back, and he said no. And then there was a period of time, and then he unalived himself. But apparently, it was a phone call that Carrie called his wife and asked her if there was a way that we could get back together. And they had a long talk. She didn't discuss the specifics. And he said, okay, I'm going for a drive.
Oh, my God. That's not her fault. That reaction has got nothing to do with her decision. She was right. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the first time that was,
I didn't know that.
From her side. And if you really want to not a laugh, or you really want to see an epic rant on social media, the documentary before the Von Erichs was The Road Warriors. And if you ever wanted any idea of that, a WWE produced documentary on an NWA team, even though they're, the 5 years they were in the WWF were is somewhat memorable. Read the tweets from Animal's wife, who could not use enough capital letters to describe how infuriated she is with how much they left out and how many things they got wrong, and how Animal, died in his house. And she said, fuck that. I was in the hotel room where he died. He died in the hotel, and the paramedics had to wait to pull him out because I called my kids to be with their father.
Jesus Christ.
And
I have it up on the screen.
Yeah, just it's 2 pages, but she was incredibly infuriated. So,
dude,
in the future, watching these WWE biographies, please keep in mind, please consider the source. They may be interviewing people that they haven't before, and they're showing footage that I haven't seen before, which I always like. But hey, yeah, read that, kids, when you got time. But
I'll read it right now. For all of you reaching out to me right now, asking if I'm part of the A&E biography. This is from Kim Terman Laurinaitis. No, his actual wife, the one that was with him when he died and years before, was not contacted to film, believe it or not. This is where the caps come in. The one that pays for the trademarks and works to continue his wishes and legacy with the LOD experience, many other things. But this is supposed to be about respect for Joe and the LOD Road Warrior, right? Yeah, okay, believe what you... I'm reading this verbatim, so forgive me. Yeah, okay, believe what you want. I can guarantee you my husband is not happy in heaven, but his story, the real story and the truth of it all, will come out. This is disgusting, literally disgusting at his expense, and I will not be quiet anymore. Shame on all involved. The truth will always come out. Also true. They only did it this way because he was not there, but I still am, and we'll fight for his wishes. Do they give out Oscars for acting performances in this? Wow. What in the fuck am I watching? Oh my God, I'm so done. This is not how my husband died. And FYI, he died on September 22nd at our hotel, not at a hospital. They never took him to the fucking hospital. I had to try to save him in a hotel room. I was the only one there with paramedics. Are you serious right now? Oh, she's writing this as she's watching.
Yeah.
I held him for over an hour trying to wait for Jessica and Lindsay, both daughters, to get there before they transported him to a fucking funeral home. I added the fucking there. Sorry.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? I'm about to lose my goddamn mind right now. I have never been so mad. Can anyone tell the truth anymore? Well, no. What fake ass phony people? People pretending to be his friends. People pretending to tell the truth at my husband's expense. God Almighty help you all that you have used him for the last freaking time. Wow. No words. No words. All of you know y'all just put a fantastic performance. So who's on the documentary?
Well, Paul was.
Ellering, I don't think would. I think Ellering's probably.
Yeah.
Truthful.
But Arn was. I think Rick was.
Jeez.
But no, they didn't talk to any of the wives.
Jesus. Why would you not? Why would they? I asked this, but then I remember, what's happening in the world today, especially our country. Why would you just lie like that? Not like, we could. January 6th was an inside job by the FBI. Well, first of all, 2 things. You know who was in charge on January 6th? A. B. We can all watch, right? We saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. So that's like, what did they think was going to happen? That she was going to sit back and go, no, that's what happened. It's true. I don't even know what their version of the story of his death is.
Yeah, that he had died in the hospital of heart failure, which meant that he had a heart issue, and then he was taken to the hospital, and then he died. And she's like, he was at a fucking hotel. We were all in the hotel, and he wouldn't wake up,
Jesus
and
Christ.
she wouldn't let the paramedics leave until till her daughters got there to take him to a funeral home. So he had been gone, and she stayed with him for an hour.
I didn't realize it
Why
was
would
only
you?
2020. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was from Philly?
yeah.
Huh. Just learned something new.
But back to your earlier point, why would you leave that out, or what was the
Like,
point?
what did you think was going to happen?
But if you didn't want her in the documentary for whatever reason, even though she controls the licenses and everything of the Road Warriors, maybe that's it. But if you didn't want to include her, what do you gain by not telling the story right, or just by not, researching your facts, or having someone to say, "Oh, well, yeah, we died in the hospital." Well, who said that? Where'd you get that from? There weren't any. This was news, especially in the wrestling community.
Yeah, I can see people
So,
talking about it.
Yeah, so who did you talk to that he died in the hospital? Because
Man.
Animal never went to a hospital. He went right from the hotel room right to the funeral home.
Well, this tracks because before, I think it was her, was it her? It was Sid's kid.
Mm.
And it kind of connected the Road Warriors where, like, they didn't do anything for them.
Mm-hmm.
For the Hall of Fame thing. It was kind of just here, there, see it. What the fuck? Interesting. I mean, there's more words I can use than interesting. I'm processing this all live.
No, I think she used all the words anyway.
Yeah, no, those were pretty good words. That's it, man. The point is made. Well, it's like I'm going to go there. It's like the Snuka thing.
Yeah.
Like all the documentaries that came out in the 80s and 90s after he had semi-retired, but for the most part was retired. Eventually, you're going to find out.
Yeah.
You always do.
It's like you said, the truth will always come out.
The truth will set you free, but at first it's going to piss you off. Forgot who said that. Sylvia Plath? I forgot.
Yeah, Sylvia Plath. I think.
Was it? Okay.
That was on the bell chair.
Yeah. Speaking of Sylvia Plath, because the first time I ever heard a quote from hers, we'll go back to that later. I got to watch this, and I have to process this more live instead of silence while I'm reading and thinking, because, it makes a lot of noise when I think in the first place. First time I ever heard the name Sylvia Plath was at a movie theater watching a documentary called Beyond the Mat.
Yes.
And one of my favorite, I remembered something you didn't finally for the first time in the history of the show. Yes. I'm kidding, Craig. It's like the 8th time. No, it's never happened before. But it was during at the time, eye-opening, earth-shattering Jake the Snake segment of Beyond the Mat when we were like, oh boy. And they're interviewing his daughter, and she's talking about the letters she wrote that she never sent him, but it was her way of,
Yeah.
and she goes, in the words of Sylvia Plath, "Fuck you, daddy." And I was like, oh, shit. Now,
Yeah.
he has since turned that around amazingly. But the man who was the producer, director of that movie, Barry Blaustein, has passed away.
Yes.
And I would say we always talk about, and for better or for worse, steroid trial when Vince opened his mouth and said it was entertainment, not real, basically. That changed wrestling, and it was a domino effect. That is still felt to this day where you can't work anymore. Like, I mean, we just talked about the Rousey Carano fight and how I don't believe it was a work or it was a shoot. So nobody believes anything anymore. And in the middle of all this, between the end of the Monday Night War and the steroid trial where Vince was like, it's entertainment. It's not real. There's this little documentary that came out in 1999 called Beyond the Mat, which Well, I'm going to get your, because I don't think we ever really talked about this. I'll get your thoughts on it. It seemed to blow everybody's mind, huh?
Yeah. To all the, it was and I saw it in the theater when it opened, because it's the only place you could see it. And of course, all smart wrestling fans were there, and a lot of people were interested because this was the first wrestling movie that crossed all boundaries. Not only showed you backstage at a WWE show, but went back to ECW shows. Talked to wrestlers past, present, and future. I still can't get the image of Dennis Stamp bouncing on his trampoline with
Underwear.
2 barbells.
I'm not booked. I'm not
Because I
booked.
got to stay ready because in case you
Never know when my next match is going to be.
But I mean, just you watching New Jack audition for a movie, and seeing a side of him that I never saw before, and him and having a great relationship with Barry Blaustein, 2 people I never thought would be in the same room
At
together,
all.
let alone. New Jack was so cordial to him, and you listen to the answer machine, the messages he left on his answer machine. But Barry Blaustein was just a huge influential person in show business in general.
In general, yeah.
He was the writer on Saturday Night Live, in Coming to America, Nutty Professor. He had a hand in all of those scripts.
I didn't realize he was. You know what? And now that you mention it, yes, of course, because when I saw that Nutty Professor remake in theater, that was one of 2 white people in the theater that day. One of the best theater experiences of my life. I noticed his name. I was like, oh, the guy that did that. Well, no, it was like, no, that was afterwards. I saw it in the theater. Maybe I was watching a home video and I noticed, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, he helped write Gumby for
Oh my God.
Freddie Murphy, yeah. So yeah,
who would understand the plight of an African American in those days coming out of the civil rights movement than a Jewish kid?
Yeah.
Coming out of the World War II, right?
Yeah, and he said, when you play Gumby like this, and and Barry Blaustein, but Barry Blaustein's had his fingerprints in so many great moments in pop culture history. But he also had a love for professional wrestling, and he kept the friendships that he had. Mick Foley said some wonderful things about him, and I read about New Jack, but he was present at the steroid trial, and he was granted access. Backstage, you saw the clip of these Jim Ross and the other agents looking at this dark match, and Vince just walking by and just glancing at it and just, let me know how this goes, and just walks away.
Give me a tape of this later.
Yeah, give me a tape of it. Yeah. Seeing that thing, but that's something that Vince never, allowed. But he was such a great presence and just such a great guy that his work just left a mark. And Beyond the Mat was, if there was no Beyond the Mat, there wouldn't be a Wrestling with Shadows or any of the wrestling documentaries that or the Heroes from World Class one, that the World Class documentary, they all had Barry Blaustein's Wrestling with Shadows fingerprints all over those, and that every wrestling documentary is compared to. That was because of Barry Blaustein, but just a huge giant in the entertainment industry that just happened to be a wrestling fan and happened to show his genius in the form of a documentary that we're still talking about, almost 30 years later.
I'm assuming a lot of how he got the access he did was because of the kind of person he was.
Yeah.
Because nobody was granted this before. This was groundbreaking at the time. This really was. And WCW told him to go pound sand at first, and I was like, "Isn't that ironic?"
I mean, you saw the auditions, the quote unquote, of guys sitting in Vince's office with draws.
He's gonna puke.
He's gonna puke, and about his, but we never saw that. These wrestlers have to audition in front of Vince, or have to. Well, tell me about yourself. What do you, that kind of thing, and seeing Darren Drozdov also, is like that, and the potential that he had, and another what if story. But again, we wouldn't have had that without Barry Blaustein.
Misty says, "I've never seen this. Should I?" Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
Misty.
I would.
Yeah, Missy, if you consider yourself a wrestling fan at all, please do. And guaranteed, it's dated. It came out in '99, but this was before the internet, before streaming services. This was a part of professional wrestling right after the Monday Night Wars. That this was a very pivotal part of professional wrestling. It's a time capsule piece that you need to watch.
It was a weird year because I remember that came out at the end of many years time. That came out at the end of '99, and then somewhere in the middle of 2000, Ready to Rumble came out.
Yeah.
So it was like,
ridiculous to the sublime. Yeah.
Yeah. Except for Martin Landau, he's great in that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
And Chris Kanyon as the double for Oliver Platt. Yeah, it was great.
Yes, because first of all, it's Oliver Platt, but he's a good actor, so like he's good in it. It's just not a good movie.
Yeah,
but I will never go a month without quoting. Listen to me, you little fuck. What is it? What is he? Oh my God, I'm blanking on it. Now that I'm putting myself on the spot, I'm blanking on it. Oh, and he's in the trailer and he's telling him, there ain't no Jimmy King. I'm not a has-been. I'm a never was. You got it? Stupid. But I'll tell you the shot that I know it was Canyon. And it's the shot where Jimmy King, Oliver Platt, gets put through the table. And try as they must, we must be about that committed. Yeah. The above shot is pulled far enough so like if you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to see it. But the first in the theater, it cuts to that shot. And I'm like, Canyon.
Yeah,
it's Canyon. God damn it!
Can't hide the beak.
You cannot hide that face, man. I will say this: music done by George S. Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
The best version of the Sting theme ever.
Yeah.
And I can't believe WCW never used it. With this 60-piece orchestra doing that synth 890s thing, and they never used it.
And the opening montage of the cruiserweight tag team match with the unmasked Rey Mysterio doing a leapfrog into a Hurricane Rana while Kevin was on the top rope in slow motion. Just amazing stuff.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's on film too. Man, the good old days.
Yeah. So Missy, yes, please watch Beyond the Mat.
Yeah, don't watch Ready to Rumble. You don't have to watch that.
No, skip that.
But if you do watch it with the DVD commentary, which is better than the movie. It's hilarious. I just wanted to make this point about not Ready to Rumble. We already made those points. Except Martin Landau. I can never talk about Martin Landau's character in that, which is basically a Stu Hart knockoff. Sal Bandini, wanna wrestle? Best part of that movie. Just that is a coherent little story B plot. That's fantastic. But Beyond the Mat.
Mm-hmm.
This is what changed my mind about Vince, where I started to, I don't want to say necessarily question, but from that, it's my beginning of my side eye towards promoters started. Mm-hmm. Of all the things, because I was a little too young. I didn't understand the gravity of the steroid trial even that many years past it, which was like 4 or 5, even at that point. Not until I became like an adult, it occurred to me like, oh, this was a big deal. It was not presented that way. It never, but there's a shot in that movie where he's talking about, we don't make wrestling, we make movies. Oh, and ever since then I was like, okay. And this is after the screw job happens. This is 90. It was filmed in 90. It was filmed like between 96, 97, 98.
98.
And then tail end 99 because the Royal Rumble. If Mick Foley and the Rock's a Royal Rumble 99 match.
Yeah.
Misty, that you get an unprecedented look at that, and you get it might actually upset you, the view you get of Mick Foley's family dealing with that live in real time. And that woman is a saint, still married to him. I mean, Mick's a saint, and he's now all elite, which we might talk about later. But yes, absolutely see that. But that is the moment where I started going like this. Okay. It was 14, 15 when it came out.
No, and had you been older or younger, you would have remembered that when that wouldn't have shocked you if you were like me, watch Vince on a Larry King interview in 1985.
Oh yeah, no, I've still never seen that. Yeah.
Well, when he said, I want to be the Walt Disney of wrestling. Walt Disney of wrestling. That was in 1985. Because Larry was calling him out to say, you got people bringing animals to the ring. Because it's showmanship. But I mean, Wade Boggs likes Kentucky Fried Chicken. He's not going to bring a bucket with him to the plate. That was Larry's.
All right, Larry. So
reaction. But Vince said he wanted to be the Walt Disney of wrestling. That was in 1980. Yeah, in 1985. So so to him, wrestling is a movie. It's all just a movie.
Yeah, it's more so. I still say it's a TV show. Mm-hmm. It's always been a TV show, literally driven by TV in the golden age. Am I wrong on that assessment? Because that's how it's presented to me.
Yeah, well, and TV in the golden age, especially in the 50s, where, wrestlers were mainstream network television stars, because they were seen from coast to coast on major network TV. And while they didn't have writers, they were definitely, performers, because you had to have a good guy and a bad guy. And when you have a talent or a gorgeous George, a character that lends itself to TV, someone that you have to see coming to the ring to pomp and circumstance, the first wrestler to ever come to the ring with entrance music, and have a butler holding his robe and then applying his makeup before he wrestled, and taking the bobby pins out of his hair. That's television. But in the 50s, that's what made wrestling go nationwide, and it made stars out of not just him, but of Luthez, of Vern Gagne, of Count Billy Varga, and they were on the Tonight Show, they were on Fred Allen, they were on Regis Philbin, because they were seen coast to coast. These were celebrities wrestling in the golden age, and it was even parodied in other shows. Fred Blassie was on the Dick Van Dyke Show, for pity's sake. Because they were network stars. That's who they were. You could not escape them. And it lent itself, just like the 50s lent itself to showmanship, because every network had to have a Western, have a cop show, and every network had to have wrestling on it. It was, you can set up a camera and any, local arena would be packed. Again, there were no writers. The wrestlers were doing their thing.
You had your bookers. That's as far as it went.
And when you have a guy like Buddy Rogers, who can talk, better than everyone else, and looked, the physique he had better than anyone else, and could outperform guys, and why, guys like Luthez couldn't stand him, because he wasn't a proficient wrestler. But what Buddy Rogers could do was sell the shit out of him.
I just want to let everyone know, to a nicer guy, it couldn't happen.
It couldn't happen. But yeah, there was another, network star that was seen coast to coast. The original Nature Boy, named after a Nat King Cole song, that he became a megastar. Never heard the song Nature Boy?
Can you educate a white boy here?
Nat King Cole had a hit song called Nature Boy. Nature Boy.
And that's what he took it from.
Yeah.
Was
Who didn't
Nat
love
was
Nat King
Nat aware of this?
No, and there was no, no royalties or anything like
Sure,
that. It's
yeah,
just
no,
what, yeah. But Nat King Cole, biggest, star, first black man to have his own show. And granted, it was 15 minutes.
That I
but
did
still,
not know that. I did not know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
NBC he had his own show for 15 minutes on the NBC. But yeah, one of his many hit songs was Nature Boy. So your homework,
Yeah.
for you, Misty, see Beyond the Mat, but for you, Dan,
Listen to Nature Boy. Goddamn right I will.
And also watch Gary Anthony Williams and Uncle Ruckus and Mark Henry.
Yeah, well, yes, I will watch that too. Yes.
That's only 5 minutes.
Yeah, I did not.
but-
Wow, 1948. Holy shit.
Mhm. But
Learned something new today. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's great.
And then Ric Flair stole it.
Yeah, well, Buddy Rogers stole it.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Yes.
And also, Buddy Rogers was, I say, the original Nature Boy, but there was a Nature Boy Roger Kirby, there was a Nature Boy Buddy Landell, and a Nature Boy Ric Flair. Obviously, Flair took it to the highest, but he wasn't the only Nature Boy. But he did it better than anyone except for Rogers.
All right. Will the song give me context to what that means?
No, not
No,
really.
not really. Because I still don't really know what that means.
No, well, neither did Steve Austin. You remember that?
Yes. What does that even
What the hell
mean?
does that mean? Do you like nature? Do you like boys?
Do you like boys? Do you like nature? What does it mean? Yeah. Wow. Oh, of course, Frank Sinatra covered it. Well, Frank knew where his bread was buttered. Of course he did. That's why he kept.
Yeah.
That's why they kept Sammy. Nobody fucked with Sammy Davis.
No.
Mostly because he would have punched you anyway. But
and and Frank never appointed himself as Sammy's, police officer. But like when stuff would happen, just off the cuff, when Sammy would come out to Vegas, and Frank would always say, "Come out to Vegas, man. The crowds here are insane. They're gonna love your stuff, and you can stay at this hotel, and." And when you come, just stay at this hotel. Best spot. You have a great view. It's awesome.
I know this story, but tell it. You've told me it before, but tell it again. I love it.
And Frank finishes, his show at Vegas, and he would call Sammy, every once a week, or try to check in with him, see how his shows were going, and said, "Were you out here in Vegas?" He goes, "Yeah, I was for a little bit." And Frank goes, "Did you stay at the hotel? I told you that." And Sammy goes, "Yeah, I went there. They said they didn't have any rooms." He said they didn't have any rooms. No. Said, "All right. Let me call you back, Sammy." And Frank calls the hotel. They asked to speak to the manager. He goes, "Yeah, my buddy Sammy Davis came there the other day, and you guys said you didn't have any rooms." It's, "Yes, sir, Mr. Sinatra. That's true." I said, "Oh, well, do I still have a room there?" "Oh, yes, Mr. Sinatra. Best room in the house." "Great. Well, when Sammy comes back there, if you don't have any rooms, you give him my room. Okay? That way there won't be any problem."
Damn it. Damn it. I can't tell him no. It's literally Frank Wop Sinatra. I can't tell him no.
Yeah. So Sammy Nat King Cole was originally the guy that integrated Vegas, but Sammy was the one who
that's crazy.
Came in with Frank and Dean to make it, a thing.
That's crazy. Yeah, I did not know that about Nat. I knew who Nat King Cole was because as I was growing up, that's when the re-release of Unforgettable came out with Natalie and singing with her dad on the recording, which is also used at the beginning of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Beautifully. Like you wouldn't say that's not going to fit. Oh, it fits. And you're going to see it. If you haven't seen it and you watch it, it's during a fight scene. You're like, huh? What? Nope. Perfect. Yep. I will say, you say what we can argue anything about the Zack Snyder movies. I will not argue his use of music. You're incorrect. That is the end of the discussion. Sorry. I don't care. Yes. But yes. And also more homework is go look up Sammy Davis Jr. drumming. Because everybody talks about Krupa. There's three. There's three in the 50s and 60s. Okay? Everybody talks about Buddy Rich. Some people talk about Gene Krupa because not a lot of people know who he is versus Buddy Rich. But Sammy Davis Jr. was up there. 100%. Go ahead.
Yes. Quick story. I know I never told you this story before.
You can tell me any story you want ever.
My mom saw Sammy Davis Jr. at the Latin Casino here in Philly. He had literally, it was a late, and this is back, kids, when shows would come on at 10 o'clock. They have 10 o'clock shows.
10 o'clock shows, yeah.
Live. Sammy was literally driven from the airport to the Latin Casino. I guess he was coming from the coast. I don't know if it was Vegas or Los Angeles or Hollywood.
Sure.
But he got there at the casino, and he came up on stage, still had his coat on, and he immediately apologized to the audience. He said, you could hear it in his voice, my mom telling me this story, that he couldn't sing. He said, I'm really sorry that I can't sing. What he did do was he told jokes. He did a stand-up routine.
Sure.
He did he's a world-renowned trick shot artist. He did that. He played the drums. He played the guitar, and of course he danced his ass off. So Sammy Davis Jr. did a 2-hour show
without singing a note.
10 minutes without singing a note. I got a 10-minute standing ovation. So when I talk to kids today about entertainers, if Taylor Swift can't sing, she ain't doing nothing except changing outfits.
That's true.
Sammy Davis couldn't. I even said that about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson can't sing, or Michael Jackson can't dance. Then that's it. Prince couldn't sing. He could play every instrument on earth.
I was just saying, yeah. If Prince can't sing, he'll just do something. He'll pick up one of the instruments and yeah.
But Sammy did everything. I mean, but yeah, like I said, trick shot. He did magic. He did impressions, and he played the drums, and he danced his ass off. Never sang a note, and did a 2-hour show, and got a standing ovation. So yeah.
All right. Since we're on the subject, I'm gonna throw this at you. Since you're the entertainment historian. I know we only talk about TV and movies, but encyclopedic knowledge of all of this shit. Mm-hmm. I wish I had 1/10 of what you have, and it's partly because of my ADHD. Thanks, Dad. So I more than understand Sammy Davis Jr. I totally get Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. Mm-hmm. I don't understand Joey Bishop and Jerry Lewis. Why? I don't get those two.
Jerry, I get. Jerry was a comic genius. Joey was a hanger on. Now I'm giving Joey slack because he's from Philly. And
sorry, never mind. I didn't say anything. My bad.
But for whatever reason, and I'll throw Peter Lawford in there too. Peter Lawford was just handsome.
You know what? I will give you Peter Lawford as well. I don't. Yeah.
But they were seen as the hangers on of the Rat Pack. They were like Rat Pack adjacent. Joey and Frank liked you. Frank liked you. You hung out. So yeah. Frank liked Joey Bishop. Joey made him laugh. Joey had a stand-up career. Joey had his own TV show. Joey had a lot of, maybe because of Frank, I don't know, but Joey had enough talent to sustain a living on his own.
Got it. Yeah, because after the Rat Pack was done, he did his own thing for years. Yeah,
he did his own thing. He was doing Acme commercials here in Philly.
That's right. That's right. Well, it didn't occur to me that he was from Philly. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So Peter Lawford was just handsome. Yeah. Jerry Lewis, though, one of the greatest physical comedians of all time, and I loved his stuff after Dean. I thought it was funnier than stuff he did with Dean, even though he and Martin Lewis were the seminal comedy team of their generation. And this is back when comedy teams meant something. You go from Laurel and Hardy to Abbott and Costello, and you go right into Martin and Lewis. And Martin and Lewis were a thing until they weren't. But also Jerry Lewis was such a gifted filmmaker and had an eye for directing. And he wrote a book called The Art of Filmmaking that was taught in colleges. And Martin Scorsese, when Martin Scorsese was directing Jerry Lewis in The King of Comedy, he still had Jerry Lewis's book. Jerry Lewis saw it because Martin Scorsese brought it to set every day. Jerry Lewis thought he was goofing on him. It's like, I was like, haha, really funny. And Martin Scorsese had to sit him down and tell him, no, I read this book every single day of my life. It's because of this book that I became a director. It's why I'm sitting here right now, because of his book, The Art of Filmmaker, that Jerry Lewis wrote. And again, it's taught in classes in colleges, and Martin Scorsese swore by it. So what Jerry Lewis contributes to it, to entertainment, not just in comedy, in the physical comedy, of which he is a legend. Everyone from Eddie Murphy to Andrew Dice Clay would imitate Jerry Lewis. That was Dice's whole act.
I was just saying that was literally Dice's act. It's just
with impressions. He would do he would do the Nutty Professor. He would be the Jerry Lewis, and he would turn into John Travolta when he drank the potion.
Yeah, that's right.
But he was just a Joey Bishop. You're right to get. Was that really funny? Jerry Lewis was.
All right, hey, listen. This is one of those moments where I say, all right, I was wrong.
Check out. You want more homework? Check out The Geisha Boy or The Delicate Delinquent. You want physical comedy? You want, wordless scenes where he didn't say a word and
it's physical stuff.
We get. Yeah. Go to YouTube, Jerry Lewis typewriter. That's all you need. 1 minute and 20 seconds.
I will say this. Mm-hmm. I know you're not full of shit anyway because you're Craig LeConte. And like all this is verifiable. Check him, folks. You're usually wrong.
Check me.
You, not Craig. Craig is right. You are wrong. But I remember my grandmother being a huge fan of the Rat Pack and Sammy Davis Jr. again adding to the why are you saying those words then? Okay. Jerry Lewis movies were all around me growing up and it didn't hit me. And then the rerun of his episode, so mid to late 90s, the rerun of his Saturday Night Live episode was on.
Oh, yeah. And
I did laugh out hysterically because I'm sure you remember where he's talking about, he's setting it up where, what if you're not funny? And he's just saying, well, when you're not funny, you just take a fall. And then he tells a joke that bombs and he just fucking drops. And this is like 50, maybe 50-year-old Jerry, late 40s.
Yeah.
And he's just, the sound the body makes because he knew how to fall and make that sound. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn, that's funny.
My favorite of that episode was when you had the three phases of Lewis. You had Joe Piscopo doing the muscular dystrophy, Jerry, with the hair slicked back and the talking really slow. Yeah. And he had Eddie doing the Nutty Professor. and the real Jerry Lewis is in the middle watching this evolution of Jerry Lewis. That's my favorite part.
Here, you want to talk about not getting Joe Piscopo without Eddie Murphy? Not very funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I apologize. Good interview. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Didn't need you in that Star Trek episode.
No. And the thing is, he and Murphy were close.
When Joe Piscopo
got his own HBO special from Saturday Night Live, he asked Eddie Murphy to be in to do a Miami Vice spoof, and Eddie got out of a sickbed to do that, and he didn't have to. So,
what was he sick?
But I don't know. But he this is during off of Saturday Night Live, during the off season, and Joe Piscopo got his own HBO special, and he asked Eddie to do it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To be in a Miami Vice skit. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention their version of Ebony and Ivory.
Yes, which Frank and Steve.
It's one of it's one of the funniest. Piscopo's Frank is dead on, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that like I said, and when I say I don't think he's funny, I'm not saying he's not funny. I'm saying I don't think he was. I'm talking from personally. I'm not saying he's not funny. I'm right. You're wrong. I will never say that. tongue in cheek, I said, I just used it on this episode 5 minutes ago saying, don't check Craig, you're usually wrong. That was tongue in cheek, although that one's kind of true though. So maybe not, but the Joe Piscopo thing is, I don't get him. It doesn't mean he's not funny. I want to be clear. Yeah. But his Sinatra was so fucking funny.
His Sinatra was spot on. And when he would do shows, when he would do sketches as Sinatra, it was, hilarious. Now, Phil Hartman had the attitude, but Joe could sing.
Yeah. Joe could sing, but that's that's a tough one.
My favorite skit of all time on Saturday Night Live was, again, Eddie Murphy. It involved Eddie Murphy and Stevie Wonder when Stevie Wonder hosted. And Joe Piscopo came on as he said he had a great Stevie Wonder look-alike. He had Stevie Wonder sound alike. And, of course, Stevie playing was really bad at it. And then Eddie, who, got famous for doing Stevie Wonder, said, no, you're doing Stevie all wrong. You want to do Stevie Wonder, you got to do it like this. And then Eddie doing Stevie. And Eddie would sing My Cherie Amour perfect. My Cherie Amour. And then Stevie would sing it, My Cherie Amour. Oh God, these suck, man.
Oh man, you're terrible. No, you gotta be like this.
Good. And Eddie goes, watch this. And he got to move your neck like somebody's choking you. Like he got to move your neck away like somebody's choking you. But that's my favorite skit of all time. Because then when Stevie Wonder actually did sing. Did you ever see that skit?
No, I'm gonna have to. That's more homework.
Oh my God!
I got you.
The audience at the end of that sketch were just burst out in applause during the sketch. Yes, Stevie Wonder hosting Saturday Night Live. The Joe Piscopo brings to Eddie Murphy, the talent manager, and he goes, "I got you a great superstar." He goes, "Oh, you got so who'd you get? Somebody big." It said, "Yeah, he's big. Think black. You got Michael Jackson? No, think blind. Oh, you got Ray Charles? No." This guy, he's a Stevie Wonder experience. And Stevie comes in with his guitar and he's got a bow tie on and he goes, "Hey, I can funk. I'm really good. And living just enough for the city." And he's like, where'd you find this guy? He sucks. And I'm not gonna spoil it. Just watch the whole thing.
I can't find it. I'm looking on YouTube and I can't fucking find this sketch.
Eddie Murphy, Stevie Wonder.
I'll let you check after the show.
That's okay.
See if you can find it. No, because I found Dion and Blair Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
That's not the same thing at all.
No.
God, is this one of those sketches where Joe and Eddie try not to laugh?
Yes.
Yeah, I could tell.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far away.
No. The wrestling fans that are listening for wrestling, let's. We've been 14 miles. Yeah, to you.
I wanted to bring it back to one thing because when you mentioned Barry Blaustein, who we lost, we also lost a huge figure in professional wrestling. Maybe not to mainstream fans, definitely not to WWESNME fans because he never wrestled there, but a major part of professional wrestling. He died May 20th of this year. He's 76. One of the greatest Southern wrestlers of all time, Phil Hickerson, passed away.
Shit.
Kids, you're not going to know the name of Phil Hickerson. But when you're old like me and you read a lot of the After magazines, you know that in the late 70s, Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey were inescapable in terms of when you looked at when I would immediately get an After magazine and turn to the tag team rankings, Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey would be on there every single month for 3 years straight. They were the most dominant tag team in Southern from 1975 to say 1980. They were interchangeable. It's where Dennis Condrey learned to be Dennis Condrey and would later, be part of the Midnight Express with Dennis Condrey would form it with Norvell Austin and Randy Rose, but he wouldn't have had that success. He'd already been established because of Phil Hickerson. I mean, Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey were so popular that when the Yukon Lumberjacks won the WWF Tag Team Championship here in Philly, they were talking about, we'll take on any tag team anywhere in the world. Okay, we beat who'd they beat? They beat Tony Gurria and Rick Martel.
You just shared a video with Gurria earlier today.
Yeah, and Johnny Rock. But he said, we beat Tony Gurria and Rick Martel, but we'll take on any team. We'll take on the Blackjacks. We'll take on Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey. These names are coming off the top of my head. And for a WWF wrestler, a WWF Tag Team Champion, to mention Southern wrestlers, and I knew who they were because I read the After magazines, but any other non-smart fan would know who the hell is Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey. That's how big they were in wrestling circles. Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey were the men. Phil Hickerson went on to be part of the Dream Team with the Unmasked Dream Machine. He and Dutch Mantel, but he stayed in Tennessee for most of his career. He only ventured out into Texas when he changed his name to P.Y. Chuhai in the dying days of World Class to take on Eric Embry. But then he was completely out of shape. And he was that guy. And what made him so unique was because his build, he didn't look like a wrestler. He was like John Kruk. I'm not an athlete, man. I'm a ball player. He wasn't, an athlete. He was a wrestler. And you could see, but not only was he not, because he was very round, and he...
what are you trying to say, man?
I'm saying a guy like that...
He's fat. That's what I'm trying to say, motherfucker.
But tough as nails, you couldn't touch him in the ring, because not only was he just an amazing worker, and again, taught Dennis Condrey everything he knows, who, went on to teach that to Bobby Eaton. But there wouldn't be a Southern wrestling heel team, if any heel team with any heat, if not for Phil Hickerson. And every wrestler that came through the South, from Jerry Lawler to Bill Dundee to Austin Idol, Dutch Mantel, Bobby Eaton, any of those guys, the fabulous ones, all had to go through Phil Hickerson. And his interviews with Lance Russell, just intense because of that thick Southern accent. Really, when you talk about the Southern wrestling and where so many great wrestlers got their start, and with almost virtually, and there were no wrestling schools back then, with virtually no training, and just turned out just amazing professional after professional. From I mentioned Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey and Bill Dundee and those guys, but Phil Hickerson was an amazing professional wrestler that really was the heart of Southern wrestling. And unfortunately, there isn't a lot of the Hickerson and Condrey matches that are available on YouTube, or unless you have it on DVD or on Memphis Gold VHS tapes. But just an amazing worker, great performer, great interview. Just the accent alone. That's the other thing about Southern wrestlers, man. The ones that could talk, with that accent, it just made just made them sound 10 times tougher, and people think, and especially in the 70s, people think, I can take that guy. You couldn't take Phil. If you heard him talk for more than 10 seconds, think, okay, well, I'll pick somebody else.
I gotta go.
But 76 years old. He passed away on May 20th of this year. But yes,
that is too young.
R.I.P. Yes, definitely. But R.I.P. to the great Phil Hickerson.
And I guess the last thing on our agenda would be, hey, Saturday Night Main Event's on this tomorrow.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Will Ludwig Kaiser be there?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. I wasn't going to bring it up because I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think I'm going to take his side on it if what I've heard is true.
Yeah.
And really, you can't be like that to people. If this is true, make an exception.
Yeah.
Shove them into the elevator door and close them.
And I'm all for not talking to anyone on the on elevators of any kind.
Yeah,
like,
ever.
No matter what they're doing, especially if I see two people that are engaged in some type of activity that has nothing to do with me at all. When it's my floor, I'll get out. I mean, unless we're getting out on the same floor, I'll hold the door for you. But I'm certainly not going to make any commentary.
Unless you're going to let me in.
Yeah, unless you want me to hold the camera or something.
Yeah. You want me to fluff you, whatever.
But no, and I don't know who this guy was, but and granted, but still, a fully clothed Ludwig Kaiser is still an intimidating figure because he is tall and he passes the airport test. If you just looked at that guy, you know he's some type of athlete. So again, I don't know who the other guy was, or why he thinks. Maybe it's a climate that we live in. Maybe it's the people in charge have emboldened so many cowards to run their mouth when they really shouldn't.
Oh, he thought he was getting away with it.
To people you don't know. Yeah. So, as we're getting the tidbits, like, oh man, it's like that was a dumb thing for you to do. You don't go hitting people. And was he intoxicated? Oh no, he wasn't intoxicating. Okay, well, he shouldn't attack anyone like that. Oh well, he didn't attack the guy, and it was something that was done to him. He was being yelled at, and the person he was with was being told they get back to their country, or I'll deport you.
Report ICE on you.
I'll report ICE on you.
And then he got his ass whooped. Yeah.
Or you just walk out of the elevator.
Or you just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yes, they have been emboldened, and it's not working out for all of them. It's not working out for a lot of them, really.
No.
If anybody saw the Boys series finale, you can see there is a rich cuck that is having a fit still.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't get it. The joke's on you. It's you. It's always been you. You fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. I'll suck your dick. Did you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all right. Yeah. Was it the best season? No.
Yeah.
Was that finale? No, but was that entertaining as hell? Yeah. Yeah. I did not expect that to happen. And the groveling was well, God willing, if that's the thing you believe in, that we all see it from a certain somebody soon. This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what it was written about. But yes, if you're the one, shut up. It's about you. Even Bill Clinton, even Bill Shatner's dunking on you.
Yeah.
Bill Shatner. Crispy calls in trouble again. He is clowning you. Mm-hmm. Captain Kirk, who's been inside every alien in the universe, is dunking on you, and he's got more important things to do. Yes, the Saturday Night Main Event. Ludwig Kaiser will probably not be there, but if he should be raised on a pedestal if that is indeed what happened. If you beat up some poor guy in the elevator, you could go to hell. It's all about context and nuance. Mm-hmm. I'm sticking by it. I don't care. So Penta versus Ethan Page. It's going to be a good match.
It is going to be a good match. Too soon to put the belt on Page? I mean, that would set him up.
I agree with you 100%, but the other decisions they've made, both behind the scenes and on the scenes, I don't goddamn know anymore.
I don't know either.
I hope not. I need Penta to hold on to it for a little longer. The Vision, I don't care. You made me not care about Austin Theory. Thank you, TKO. Versus Street Profits. I mean, I'm going to watch it because I really want the Street Profits to win. I don't care if Logan Paul wrestles or not, ever. It's just not a thing. And I'm not like, fuck him, I hate him. I don't care. I literally don't care. I don't care. Go away. I'll watch something else. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Oh, I didn't mean you the Street Profits. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
He's going on a rant.
No, I obviously would like a Street Profits win here. They're getting a tremendous amount of pops from the crowd. They're a legit tag team. I think this might be their last gasp though.
Yeah.
Because you tried everything with the Street Profits. I mean, they've been, they've won they've been tag team champions 3 times. And here's the thing, whenever they've never had a tag team match at WrestleMania. Even when they were champions. So if you're going to do anything with Street Profits, even if this is, the Bianca Belair residue, that's giving them this tremendous, ride it. Who gives a shit? You have someone interested in your product. And even if it's because he's married to someone else, use it.
Hell yeah.
Make it mean something. Yeah, they have to establish a tag team if they want to establish a tag team division. And if you're going to put it on the Profits, make it mean something. Again, this is their last gasp. You've gone to that well so many times, and the fans are into it. Even though I, along with Derek, and I'm sure you have too, been begging for a Montez Ford singles push for years now. I don't want that. I don't know how much window he's got left to do that. But like I said, if you're going to do it, ride with the Street Profits, do it now. And if you're not, but it's wait, if they don't win the belts, then make Montez single.
Yeah.
Seriously. They need to pull the trigger on that.
Absolutely. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill, Mia Yim, Mitchin. I can't say words. I was doing so well, and then I went away. And B-Fab. I'm going to love that match. Like, I don't care.
Well, they're already teething tension between Rhea and Charlotte and Alexa, and they started SmackDown tonight as we're recording this. But yeah, they need to come out on top.
It wasn't the best lead up to a match, was it?
No, not really. Well, you're doing these huge events 2 weeks apart, so you don't have any build up. You just had Backlash, and then we got Saturday Night's main event, and now a week from today we got Clash in Italy. So like, they don't have time to build up. I mean, this was like, if you want to do it right, do it like Memphis in the going back to Memphis with Phil Hickerson. They had a show every Monday night, so you had to build up something that Saturday to get people interested to come on Monday, and there was always an angle somewhere.
You would have think WCW learned at that point.
One would think.
Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruka. Does it matter if Sol wins a match on Saturday Night Main Event? I say yes. I know it's not. I'm not considering it a PLE. I'm not considering it a special event. I'm calling it an extra TV show. I think it matters.
It does matter, and I would say I'll put the belt on her, but she's had a couple of botches lately, and it's not boding well for her. Obviously, they're still high on her. Obviously, they're brought up for a reason. She's incredibly popular. She's incredibly gorgeous. She can do all the moves, but she's had a few botches lately, and
if she pulls that in,
yeah,
you go with it. If she doesn't pull it in,
yeah, she's in the same Ethan Page boat. Do you put the belt on her now? I mean, and the same thing with Ethan Page. You're going to put the belt on her sometime. You go belt on them sometime because they're too good not to. But I don't know if
I really hope they don't waste it on a Saturday Night Main Event. I'm saying it's a waste. Listen, I don't have any complaints about the show happening. I'm just like, this is an in between. Don't make it that serious yet. That's just my thought. which brings it to Paige and Brie Bella versus the Irresistible Forces. Please, Irresistible Forces, if you're going to have a title change hands tonight, do it in the 2 tag team matches. Make us think you care about tag team again. Please. Please.
I will say the women's division at least has 1 tag team championship.
Yeah.
So you have multiple teams fighting over it, which makes it a big deal. So that I like. And you have multiple teams.
I don't want people to do this because it's very stereotypical. You know what? I'll wait until you're both on the show. I won't ask it yet. Okay. I won't ask it yet. I wouldn't. I'll ask it. I will write it down and I will add it to a different show. I want to know how you guys feel about. You think there's a chance that TKO moves Lash into Jade's spot if Jade doesn't end up working out, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with anything Jade's doing, but the internet's still bitching, and they say they don't listen, but I'm kind of worried about it.
Yeah. I still think they had big plans for Jade.
Good.
I think they brought her here for a reason. She's learning the WWE way of doing things. They kept her. I mean, when they brought her from TNA, from AEW,
same difference.
And they kept her on TV for 8 months because they were trying to tear everything up and build her up to teach her the right way. I think she's got it. I think she's definitely someone that they can focus on, center around, and keep her in a top main event heel echelon.
I love the group that they put together for her.
Yeah,
that's been a big help. I mean, it helps that I'm a big Mia Yim fan, but that group looks so good.
Yeah,
comes off real good on TV.
Yeah, along with Fatal Influence, you have a stable there that makes that always attracts more fans and it gets you over. And Jade was someone that always needs to be with
Jade. That was her other.
Be with someone, either the leader of a stable or when they put her with Bianca. She's amazing on her. Obviously, physically looking, she's a female Lex Luger to me. She's undeniable, to look at, and
much better looking than Lex Luger.
Yeah, but you focus on what she can do, and you don't accentuate what she can't do, and you can get a good wrestler. And ask Lex Luger, you can get a great career out of it, out of hiding his limitations.
That's true.
But I think she's someone that needs to be a part of a group. And unless you're going to have her, if she's going to be solo, get her a manager. Just because I don't think she can carry that on her own. I mean, she's a great world champion. She'd be a great transitional champion, but she's someone I think who needs a group.
Interesting. That's what I kind of worried about, but that kind of confirms it anyway. So, yeah. Sorry, I was reading.
That's okay.
I was reading. Bezos was quoted as saying, "The bottom half of workers should pay zero taxes," and it was with a gif of, my God, Doogie Howser actor.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris.
Thank you. My God, my ADHD. 4 things have covered up the 5th. The gif from Starship Troopers of him going, "It's afraid.
It's afraid.
It's afraid." Yeah. Yes, I agree. That's why I asked it about Lash, about Jade and Lash. That's why I asked.
Yeah, Lash is definitely someone who needs to go. She's in the Jade Cargill boat. I mean, you put her with Nia Jax, who, is a veteran. As bad as she is, she's still a veteran that can teach someone like Lash. But when she eventually turns on Nia and, gets to push her own, by that time, maybe a year from now, she'll be ready.
Damn. Yeah, really.
There's no need to rush
No.
Lash Legend, seriously.
No. Actually, I'm gonna add one more thing. Asuka posted a video on her personal YouTube channel. Addressing rumors, basically saying, you know, I'm still with the WWE. This was a personal decision to step away for a little bit. I'm still signed. You never know when I might show up again. So we have hope. Yeah, it just sounded like she needed some time off, man.
Yeah, and I never thought that she was retiring. Yeah. When we kind of all were taken aback when she, her last match with Io, when she gave her a hug and she, kind of walked off into the sunset. But I thought, just get her, take a break. She hasn't had one in a while. Go away, learn a new hold, and come back, and something big. And when she does come back, it'll be huge. But yeah, if anyone's earned a rest, it's her.
Boy, I hope I look that good in my mid-40s. Oh, shit. No, it's too late. Damn it. Craig, I think we're good this week. You got anything? Is there anything I missed you want to cover?
No. We don't have to talk about Brock splitting his pants, but when you wear jeans,
I'm glad you said that. That fucking pissed me off. I almost forgot about it, and I'm glad you brought it up. That pissed me off.
What pissed you off?
Why? Why did you have Femi go over like that just to have him get his fucking ass destroyed again? You better have a good finish for this. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to have a rubber match or have a best of 3 or something like that. But first of all, and I mentioned this on this podcast, they completely botched Femi's push. You come off from beating Brock, retiring Brock Lesnar,
they did. Yep.
And then you do nothing with him. The next day, I said it, and you give him the belt on Monday. Just ride that wave, man. He's the biggest star you have in this company right now. So and then you just, why would you have him do the open challenge? Knowing that no one's going to come out. Why not have him walk out on other people's matches and just point at them? Be it Cody or be it Roman or, one of the other champions, and just point at them and say, you might be the one. Instead of having Oba come out and I challenge anyone. That's almost as bad as when Wardlow, beat MJF finally. And then he was beating up security guards the next week. It's like, how do you botch that? But yeah, Brock coming out. I'm not had to come out. I mean, who else is there to challenge Oba? But yeah, it's kind of a bad look, especially when you put over that he was retiring and leaving. But again, I said it when he did it. I said the Undertaker did the same thing, and he didn't retire. He left his boots and his hat in the ring when he lost to Roman at WrestleMania. He didn't retire. I was so disappointed. And this is going beyond. It has nothing to do with you don't like Brock Lesnar. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about purely in a storytelling reason. What story are you trying to tell me now? I mean, you correct me. I don't know what's going on. Why did you telegraph one thing and swap it 2 weeks later? Month? How many? 3 weeks later? Mm-hmm. It was a cool reaction. It was unexpected. It was a good moment in that way. But ultimately, if this ends up just pushing Oba back down, what a fucking waste. I hope not. It's not. It better not. If Brock's here to get him over, get him over.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brock seemed contrary to all belief that Brock was all in on it. So I hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope we're okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. By the way, I clipped Preston's little slip up at the end of the show today. I'm going to make a clip out of it because I was rolling for 20 minutes. I was like, oh, Figures he was wearing Pierre's jacket. And he went,
Yeah.
You're supposed to warn. I thought you were gonna fuck it. Oops. Shit.
Yep, he definitely channeled the spirit of Pierre there.
I just want to say, so they were on Mike's show on Fox in May of last year. It was right after Kathy left.
Uh-huh.
Still stupid, but her, she's doing great. So
Yeah.
I'm not upset for her. It's just fuck you, Beasley. It'll always be fuck you, Beasley. And on that interview, if you've not seen it, it's a great interview with Mike, Preston and Steve. It's a great interview. But they mention not dropping F-bombs on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And literally the next week, Steve dropped the F-bomb. About the fucking lights. And we have to sit and always sit in the room with those fucking things. If you've not seen the video clip I made of that, I will send it to you.
Please do.
You haven't seen? I will send it to you. It's as if it was edited by people who were paid. And I'm gonna give the same treatment to the Preston one because nearly a year later, in the spirit of Pierre Robert, right on air, beautifully done. And for those who don't know, Preston and Steve do a simulcast of their show on YouTube every day.
Yeah.
They did it about 10 years too late, but that was not their fault. That was the company. We're not going to talk about that. But what the highlight of it was, since doing that, they've had footage of, Pierre Robert crossovers. And one of my favorite is him coming in, just not having a good day, talking about making mistakes on microphone. He's supposed to self-edit him saying motherfucker. Goes right into it on air. And what the funny part about it is Preston's leaning back at the time, so he's not near the dump button. And Casey's sitting back in his side. So you hear his reaction, oh! Because he has to roll forward. And so I will send you those links if you have not seen them, but I'll send you a link to them.
I haven't seen them.
I'll have to get the new one up at the weekend. Not the singer. Craig, where can people follow you?
They can follow me if they so choose on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Craig Ligon, CraigLiGons.
I made it easy. Go to danlaw.tv and click on the social media icon to follow me. Right there at the top. Ba-da! Because I'm tired of this. I can barely say words as it is, and every time I try to do it, I mess it up, so screw it. Great show tonight. Well, thank you, Misty.
Thank you, Misty.
As opposed to any other night, God damn it. How dare you?
Couldn't have done it without you.
Couldn't have done it. Could have felt worse without you. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Misty. For Derek McDonald, hopefully he'll be back next week. Yeah, we're on next Friday again as well. We're having 2 weeks. We're on Friday, I think. Just check HIAC Talk Radio on Twitter and Facebook for one more week. We have we're not doing Thursday for one more week. We'll find out and we'll tell you.
Yeah.
But for Craig, for the boss, I'm the not boss. Good night. Keep it on the paper. Punch your local Nazi. Bye.
And there you have it. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, motherfucker.